Keep dropping in a little more deeply, coming back to that symbol of balance. And then when you get to your next exhale, just keep your eyes closed and let your hands relax into your lap. Let your body continue to soften. You can uncross your legs if you'd like or not. And let yourself drop into that center where you receive. And allow yourself to receive a little more deeply than you have, being a little more present to what is here for you to receive, and this day that you have spent receiving. And what a gift it is to give to yourself. And how your receiving opens your heart to the love that there is for you in the universe and within you. That the love that comes from without is the same love that lives within. And the balance that you bring to yourself is the same balance that comes to us from the planet, from the galaxy. It's the same loving, honoring balance that comes from Kryon and the entourage, that is here to honor us, to give us information, guidance, and that one source of unconditional love.
Greetings, dear ones. I am Kryon of Magnetic Service. With those just listening, we're in a relaxed position. There are so many questions that humans have about their lives, about what is taking place, about the energy, about the unfairness. And it's right on schedule. This is the last channeling that will be published in 2015. And so I want this one to be a message. Not just to those who are listening later, here. It's the message of the year for old souls. And I could give you a list and you could write it down. But I want this one to be felt. Not an intellectual list, not a political list. And the first thing I want you to do is recognize that you're not alone. In this room right now with you, old souls, there are energies that you cannot explain. And they're benevolent. There is a beautiful energy that knows you. It is the creative source. You can call it God. You may give it all manner of names. And it's bigger than any of them. Many of you have felt this all your life. Some of you have never felt it. Not like this. It's not the feeling of a parent. It's the feeling of a benevolent helper who is your brother, your sister, part of you. It floods into this room to give you one thing, and that is the peace of knowing that there are no errors in your being here. If you're listening to this later, I want you to know that this entourage is yours as well. And you might say, well, how can that be? I'm listening later and they're here now. And again, I say, this is a three-dimensional bias you have where you cannot tune into an energy that isn't your time. But you can. I ask those who are listening later, do you hear my voice? The answer is yes. Then why don't you feel what's here? Well, this multidimensional piece of God, the Creator, which is in this room, knows who's listening later. We're bigger than you think. You're at a crossroads. And so many of you are frustrated with the minutia. And that is because this shift is bringing it out. The questions that you are asking are good ones. Very good. But they're also leading to frustrations because that which is the singular human being in a society you want to change is one who is not very patient. And you wring your hands sometimes with frustration. Why are things the way they are? Can they not be better? Why aren't others seeing it? And I'll tell you why. Because the old soul in this energy is a futurist. Here's what I mean. Imagine, right now, with all those who are looking at you in this benevolent way and are giving you the peace, the fact that there's no accident, that you're here for a reason. I want you to imagine something. Imagine that you are seeing architectural plans of a future building. And you're looking at the plans and you're saying, I knew it, this is good, this is good, this is good. And you realize you're looking at a building that makes its own electricity and its own water. It does everything. A building that is ecologically fair and sound, that honors Gaia and honors humanity. It's a building you can be in. And you can feel good about it. Now, there are some where the architectural plans frustrate you. You can see them, and yet around you, all you see is old buildings going up. And they're doing it wrong. And it's not fair. It's not fair for the people in the building. It's not people for building the building. They're doing it wrong. You got the plans for the new one. What do you do with this? This is the frustrated futurist. Because that which we call your Akash, that which comes in with you, that which is your life lesson, that which is you, suddenly can see there are better ways. That's why you're here. What good does it do to be frustrated? How does it help anyone? There is an old method. You could go out, you can hold signs, you can yell at the ones building the old buildings if you wish. I'll tell you, you'll be swept aside. You won't do any good. I want you to concentrate on the blueprint in front of you. That's why you're here. And the blueprint in front of you may be elusive, but you know there's better ways. And then I want you to concentrate on building the first floor of the skyscraper. Just the materials, just collecting others of like mind with better ideas. understanding at the gut level that this is going to take a while, and that your frustration does nothing unless you're proactive. Turn your eyes upon what you were born for. Not to be frustrated because you know better, but to concentrate on the blueprint. Now, this is metaphorical, isn't it? There is no blueprint in front of you. But you can see better ways of doing everything. You can see better ways of operating the planet. You can see a higher consciousness in all that is your society. It is your karma, how you build your government, how you structure things. That's your business. That's not the business of the Creator. But the consciousness that you have today that is higher than it ever has been before is starting to reveal better ways. You then become the new system. You have others who will agree not to go out and stop the old, but to build a new one, so that those who will see it go, wow, we're going to do it your way. You may sit there and say, I'm just a person, I'm not a builder, I can't change this, I can't change that. Then you haven't been paying attention to what consciousness can do. It can affect the land around you, the people around you, the very thoughts that you have that are balanced about creating the first floor with a new architectural plan come to fruition with builders, with people in charge, with officials. Not because you complained, not because you frustrated, but a new paradigm is present because you're concentrated on changing the reality of this land. You see it and you're relaxed with it, and you start looking around for others like you. Pretty soon there's a consensus. Dear ones, this is different than it used to be. You're in a place that has made a difference in your country for its free thinking. And you've made these differences because people looked at you and saw that it worked. You're in a great place not to be frustrated, dear ones, but to show the future. Build a building. And here's what I want you to know, all of you. In this message, you have got support. How many times do I have to say this to you? Whereas, in an older energy, you would be battled in every idea. Can't you tell that it's catchy now? Can't you tell that? It's catchy. That is to say, what you are proposing, others catch it on. They say, yes, you're right. We're going to propose the same thing. We're going to do it over here and over here and over here. And whereas you were alone before, light worker, old soul, seeming to battle your family, seeming to battle the earth, that is changing. It's catchy. Others will see it and go, yes, you're right. There's a better idea. We're going to try that. Good. Let's find some others. It finds its way into all of the society elements that you're frustrated with energy and pharma and financial and government. It finds its way through your benevolent, peaceful attitude of building the future instead of complaining about the old. Frustration? It's not going to build anything. There's an entourage in this place, an entourage. Call it what you want. That's looking at you right now. I want you to feel in this place right now the reality of a benevolent energy that knows who you are that's here. I want you to feel the thickness of love. Call it love. Call it appreciation. Call it a smiling energy. And it doesn't press upon you or push upon you or make you want to do anything. It simply says, I want you to rest and relax right in my arms. That's what it's saying. I want you to feel you're okay. Right place at the right time. And that the battles that you will have in these next year and the next year and the next year are battles you can win finally. Finally. A little at a time, building floor number 1 of that architectural masterpiece called Peace on Earth. You got to do it slowly. It happens little by little. Synchronicity will bring you the pieces, parts, and people. Unless you're going to spin in frustration. And then you're going to be alone in your room, spinning, while the others build a building. It's a new paradigm, a new way of reacting. It's mastery, maturity. Is it possible that the creator of the universe knows who you are? Yes, dear ones, the eyes of the galaxy, the very center, the creative source of the universe is looking at you now. You're the only ones who are going through this in this galaxy at this time. I want you to look at everything that is happening on this planet. Be circumspect. You will see there is a shift going on. People are starting to awaken and reveal things that are not appropriate, that have in the past been withheld. You're starting to open cans and you're finding ugly things inside. There will be those who see the ugly things as then an excuse to change them and build, and then there will be those who see ugly things and have an excuse to complain about them. But the ugly things are going to show. And the cans are cold. Names of every aspect of your society. Slowly, you're going to ask for integrity. There'll come a time when your politicians know they cannot be elected with you watching what they're doing. And there'll be a time when there'll be a system where you watch what they're doing. And they know it. Where they got to clean up their act because they're being watched in a way that I can't even explain to you because there's new technologies of watching. You don't even know. 25 years ago, if I'd explained to you there'd be something called social networking, and I tried to explain it to you, I couldn't. You can't explain the things that are 5 steps away from what you have. When you don't have number 2 and number 3, you can't understand a system that goes on number 4. And there's a system that goes on number 4 that's going to allow you to see and examine and watch everything your leadership does. And they will want it that way. There'll come a day when integrity is a badge of honor, and it is something that you're proud of and they're proud of. Where it's not how greedy they can be or how much they can hide. That's going to seem so old and so ugly to you. A way of the past. I've told you that history will show this. A literally turning of the page from an old method to a new method. There's some new inventions coming for health. You've got structures in the United States that will keep them from happening. So therefore, they may happen in other countries where there is no structure. I want you to get ready for that. Perhaps your structures someday will be shamed into changing because the other countries have done it better. I want you to get ready for that. There are paradigms you don't expect. Don't close the box so tightly that you think you know where everything is, where it's coming from, and what's going to happen. But know this, that it's going to happen. And as it starts to happen, it's going to give the building blocks of that first floor. Don't be frustrated. Be peaceful with the fact that you're in the right place at the right time, thinking the right things for the right reasons. And they're not going to be beat up anymore. They're not going to be suppressed anymore. You're not going to have finger pointing at you anymore saying that you're out of whack. People are going to start seeing the sense in what you're saying. I am giving you yet again a futuristic view because you're futurists. Your Akash is awakening to better ideas, old soul. You are the way showers of the planets. The planet's wisdom, old soul. You are what is expected you would be. It's good news. It's very good news. But how are you going to receive it? I'll tell you this, that old bias, that is that living in an old energy and thinking that this is the way things work, this is always the way things work, this is the way they worked in the past. If this is who you are, you're in a box and you closed it up. There's a new box that has no sides or top or bottom. And that's the one that we're asking you to get into if you need a box. Unlimited thinking. Ways of doing things and finding help doing them. Not frustration. 2016 is coming. The numerology of it is a 9. There is a completion of certain things that are going to take place and revelations that you don't expect of other things. If you hit a shocking revelation, don't wallow in it. Expect it. And build new things because of it instead of punishing those who did it. Do you understand the difference? Where are you going to put your energy? You're going to build on the mistakes or are you going to wallow in them? That's part of a new paradigm. Moving forward instead of halting and punishing. It's a brand new idea of where your energy should be. Do you know this is going to fast track the future? If you start changing the paradigms of what happened when you discover errors and mistakes. Something happens in the planet that's ugly. Have you seen your media and what it does? It spins. You get the news, and you get the same news the next day, and the next day, and the next day. You get the spin-offs of the news. The event that happened once happens hundreds of times. The consciousness then continues and perpetuates. That's what I'm talking about. Instead of moving forward and seeing what is next that is more beautiful, you spin in what took place and how afraid you should be. Dear ones, you're the way shower. And you got help. I want you to feel this entourage hugging you right now. I want you to feel the fact that they're saying, right time, right place. You really are. All of you have different paths. All of you. And we know what they are. You have a piece of the Creator, God, in you. And every master has said that who walked this planet. And the masters have begged you to find that inside you which is mature and peaceful. That would not react with anger and action except that which is benevolent and beautiful. Time after time, that has been suggested, and many times it has not worked, and it will this time. For your light is going to be seen on this planet. And the paradigm of peaceful reactions moving forward and proactive ideas is going to be seen as beautiful. Correct. By so many more people than ever did before. They're ready for what you have. I'm talking to more than is in this room. That's the message. It couldn't be clearer. The times have changed, but most of all, the ratio between that which is dark and light is starting to move so that light is winning, and that which you are trying to do, light worker, is going to be seen so much differently than ever before. You have so much help. There will be those who are going to step up and finance you. And they're ready, and you're going to discover them. And it's going to fly in the face of an old paradigm that says that can't happen because big money is sequestered and corrupt. Wait till you see it. Money where you didn't think there was money to support certain things that never were supported before because you exposed a light on them. And they made sense. They made economic sense. Made integrity sense. They made sense for a planet that is changing. There are some things coming that will surprise you. Now hold on. Not all is going to be well. There are some reversals coming. Don't see them and give up. The dark side is going to push harder when you push it. It's not done. But dear ones, it will be. Hang on. We need your light and the strength of your light more now than ever before. We have watched planets in this phase before. We know what's coming. The battle is at hand, and you're going to win it. And you must hold steady that light. And don't let it be taken from you. You've got support, dear ones. We are at your back, and so are millions of others who have not come forward yet, that you're going to meet along the way and be shocked and surprised that they're with you. This is the future. And that's the message. I want you to leave here thinking differently than you did when you arrived. I want you to look for proof of what I'm talking about. Different ways of doing things. You're going to see reports of things you didn't expect, and you'll remember my words. It's real, and it's happening, and it's not necessarily esoteric. Welcome to a new earth. And so it is.